Previously I did a biking video, DjursholmsGP. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out. And during that video I did some backwards flying close to some trees, and many people were asking questions about how did I do this. So in this video I will try to explain to you how I did it and what you need to do to master this yourself. It is very important to learn the skills before you try it yourself if you want to get your drone home in one piece. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is how to avoid obstacles and fly sideways. So when you're using your drone, flying backwards, the controllers you're going to use is pretty much left to right and ascending or maybe descending, and of course backwards. Never ever touch the yaw movement, the rotation sideways, because this will send you off course and increase the chances of that you will hit like a twig on a tree or something and have a crash. So in the beginning, while you're practicing, it's very important that you practice in open space like this, not where it's narrow or any obstacles close by that could make you crash. You are not ready to do this in a narrow space until you have like 100% control with your reflexes on what's left and right during the inverted flying, because you will only have like a microsecond to decide, and if you pull the lever the wrong way, instead of just moving away from the obstacle, you will panic and go straight into a tree or obstacle. I have done this myself with my Phantom 3 Professional, which survived by the way, but I do not recommend it. So I have been failing for many years until I got to the position where I'm comfortable doing this anywhere. So previously I did some other videos about aerial maneuvers and techniques for making better videos. If you want to, you can check them out as well. In this video I'm only going to talk about the backwards flying, because it's a pretty cool feature to use. First off, I have a tip for you to get better as a pilot. Buy the Hubsan X4, the small little drone that you can crash into anything, that always survives, and use that for practice instead of your big drone. You can do it indoors, out in the garden. You can practice on forward, backward flying. When you're comfortable with the Hubsan, which is a manual, which doesn't have any automatic altitude, you will keep the right amount of throttle to keep your air at the height in the air. When you master the Hubsan, you can master pretty much everything. So start with the Hubsan. That's how I learned what I know today. So right now we're gonna do a backwards flying, and what's important to know is that this is all about line of sight. You cannot look down on your screen while doing this, because just 1 second and you could be a bit off and you hit the tree, because you're gonna go full speed in sports mode backwards. That's like 60 kilometers an hour, I don't know, 30 miles per hour, and there is no room for hesitation. What's important is that you find a good line that you can fly in, where you have a background that differs from your drone and the obstacles, so that you can see that you have air in between. You need a gap between the obstacles and your drone. The Mavic Pro is very small, of course, but you can see it through up to maybe 1 kilometer if you have good eyes. I would say around 3,000 feet if you have good eyes and you have a clear background. It's just a little dot, but you can still see the direction it's going and so on. So that was the first attempt. Not perfect, I think I can go a bit closer. Let's bring it back. Okay, so first we're getting a position here, sideways, checking the rotation, so that we got a clear line. You want to see the hole where you're going through. Entering sports mode. and here we go. Woo! You still see it. You still see it. We are 300 meters out. Yeah. It's really hard to see it more than 500 meters away. Okay, so you can also go like non-sports mode, backwards, maybe through the trees over there by the lake. You can try that real quick. Just brings up the camera a bit. Just go straight back, nice and slow. Oh. That's also a pretty cool effect. And getting some altitude to get a nice shot. Okay, so that's it for today's video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any suggestions about things you want to learn or other stuff to improve your drone flying, let me know and I will try to make a tutorial about that. I see you in the next one.